Just give it a go. What do you have to lose? I've gained so much. And even being in the group and having such a great connection with those beautiful ladies that were in our group and sharing that experience. And, we laughed together, we cried together, and we learned from each other. And it was unreal. It was unreal what's this space can actually make you evolve and take that massive step. And as I said, like, just ask for help. You're not designed to know everything, and we need to lean on each other to be able to learn and evolve.
Imagine discovering a pathway that cuts through the noise of trying to heal, to instead offer you a clear, revolutionary initiation into your most connected, abundant, loved, and purpose-filled self. A place where your dreams transform into personal reality. I'm Allura Halliwell, founder of the Consciousness Method, and it's with deep gratitude that I connect with beautiful souls who have already experienced this transformative method firsthand. They'll share how it has profoundly changed their lives and led them into inner truth. Hello, beautiful Amanda. I'm so honored to have you here with me today. I'm so excited to explore with you.
Oh, thanks for having me. I feel very honored.
It's been such a beautiful journey that we've had together through the mentorship. And it feels like you finished up a while ago now, and probably so much has happened since then. But I'm
Mhm.
going to kind of just dive in with you about the process of that for you and what it was like to step through the mentorship.
Yeah.
And do you think it's okay if we just maybe begin with where you were before the mentorship kicked off? Like what was kind of going on for you internally that caused you to want to reach out and do the work with me?
Wow. Yeah, it's just bringing me like so many memories. But I think not just for myself, but for a lot of people, we feel kind of stuck and we don't know what it is. We have that inner voice saying, like, there's something here. I want to come out, help me out. But like, we don't know what to do or who to follow, who to talk to. So that's very frustrating because especially like done quite a bit of work as I did, it never seemed to reach a point that I'm able to say, oh, okay, I get it. It's always that superficial. You have a little bit of contentment, you have a little bit of peace, but it's never lasting. So it got to a point for me that I was kind of desperate. As I said to you before, like I felt I was like in shackles and I didn't know where to move from here. I knew I needed to work deep. I knew I needed to go to a place that I didn't want to go. So that's why I reached out first to the workshop and I said, let's see how this feels like. And it was mind blowing. I was like, oh my gosh, finally someone understands where I'm at and what it needs to be done so I can cross over, so to speak, so I can release the shackles. Yeah.
Wow, Amanda, I'm feeling you so deeply in that because I remember you in that workshop and I remember this really big piece came through for you in the workshop where something shifted
Mhm.
already in your perception of what had happened for you and what you were going through. And I just remember this version of you coming through and then beginning that really deep inner discovery from that point. And you're right, it's a little bit confronting because you have to go those places where you don't want to go. But I'm
Yeah,
curious about that space for you. Like, what was it like to be, I suppose, invited, but gently guided and also kind of really encouraged at the same time to go to the places you didn't want to so much go, which as humans, we don't want to go because we want to protect those places.
exactly. I think, first of all, it came from that space of desperation because I knew I needed to do something because I didn't want to live like that anymore.
Mm,
I knew deep within myself that wasn't for me, that I'm designed for something more. I'm designed for greatness. And there was something holding me back that I didn't know what it was, let
mm,
alone to figure out it was myself, which is everyone sort of know, but how do we get there? And it definitely takes a special someone to be so adjusted and so in tune to the people because it's something very personal, it's something very deep. So you need to be really kind and really special to be able to see that in someone and have the tools to be able to take someone there and be able to work with them and comfort them and guide them, you know.
mm,
And that's what I felt in that workshop. I said, oh, I think she's my person. I felt comfortable and I said, oh, I knew within me that needed to give this a go. I
mm,
have no idea what to expect. I have no idea what I sign up for. I just knew that I had to do something and that I felt comfortable with you, that you knew what you were talking about, and you knew how graciously take me there and rescue me.
Well, I saw your greatness. And this is the thing, like I could see your wholeness and I could see you shining so brightly,
Mm,
yet just in this slightly different reality from where that could actualize into your lived experience. And it was, yeah, such a gift to be able to journey with you through that, to witness you in those realizations and becoming more and more conscious of yourself, how you became just stronger and stronger in your own purpose and sovereignty and clarity about what you're here for. And that was just such a gift to witness you in that. And I suppose I'm curious because we do a lot of processes in the mentorship, but for you, were there specific processes or concepts that really helped to shift your understanding from maybe feeling more of a victim to reality to feeling more sovereign and clear and connected to yourself?
I believe I still like using the process till literally yesterday, just to go inwards and pause and feel in my body.
Mm,
Where, why am I feeling this way? Where is that pain coming from? Why am I feeling that pain? What is it trying to tell me? Why I'm feeling this fear? Is it my body trying to protect me, or is that really something there?
mm.
That was huge for me that I still doing to this day, and yeah, so I always go back to the process and I calm my nervous system, I let myself in, and I truly listen to my body. And yeah.
So profound, that deep connection to the programming within your body, not just the bypassing of I'm just going to make this work or think my way through it or try to make things better from my mind and pushing into reality, just that dropping in, feeling into those spaces and being in the truth of what's going on in your body instead of running an illusion or a perception of what something is when it's not real. Did you find that difference between finding your inner truth and the illusion of reality to be a bit of a contrast and something to begin to get more comfortable in seeing what's real and what am I just projecting as a
Mhm.
story from my
Mm.
program?
100%. And like the mentorship was just like the first step into it. That's something that it's not going to solve all your problems, but it's going to give you such an immense tool that you can use every single day for such a vast of different experiences that that's where the transformation begins because it's something that you practice. It's something that Now you're going to teach your body to be comfortable with a
Mm.
totally different situation. And that takes time. And that takes time. I was even listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about the nervous system and how important that is. So I'm thinking that all the work I've done previously, it was just to ease my nervous system into taking a big step.
Mm.
Because, like, our core wounds run so deep, and we can't expect to have that transformation overnight. It's like a tattoo. When you try to remove a tattoo, you go through stages. And every little bit of thing of work that we do is just peeling off that layer. It's just preparing your skin. It's just preparing your nervous system to actually take that big step that's going to be really transformative for you. And
Mm.
I think that's what the mentorship meant to me. You know, it was all the work that I've done before was just preparing myself to be able to participate in the mentorship and be able to go deep and be able to have that transformation that I so much wanted.
And it was very like profound for you. And it was almost like we spent the mentorship preparing you for what you knew you wanted to do, which you knew in your heart, you knew in your soul. But it was the wounding that was really keeping you from that leap into that beautiful purpose and vision that you have. Are you able to share a little bit about that kind of journey that actually happens not just inwardly, but also in the reality where you realize
Mm.
yourself as a new version of you, really?
Yeah, so through all our exercises and processes, I realized that I was not feeling safe. And it was more not feeling safe within myself, that it didn't even cross my mind before the mentorship. So, doing a lot of work on that, I realized that it wasn't a job, it wasn't a partner, it wasn't anything outside that would make me feel safe, unless if I felt safe within myself. So, that was a huge realization for me. And I always felt that where I was working, it wasn't serving me because it wasn't allowing me to dedicate myself fully to the business that I had at the time as a part-time. So, through a lot of work, a lot of like courage, I would say, I handed in my resignation. And because I knew that's what I was here to do. I understood that I was aligned with my business, not anything else. And that my work, which I thought at the time it was keeping me safe, it was keeping me trapped.
Yes.
It was keeping me safe to the level of safeness I knew that was serving me a long time ago, not the level of safe that I needed to be right now or that I want to be. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Safe within yourself, safe to be free to express, safe to create, safe to be in purpose. And
Yes.
I love that reflection. And I think that's so potent for others to hear about these places where we get really stuck in perceiving there's an illusion of safety, that this is how we create safety in our lives. But actually, it's really the limiting force that keeps us very much at a separation from what we're truly here to experience. And you're right, it takes a lot of courage.
But I think I would not have done it if I didn't do that work, if I didn't understood what's happening within myself.
Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah. Because that wound is so strong and it convinces us that we
Mm,
really need to protect ourselves on some level. But that's also the shackle at the same time.
mm,
So you're absolutely right in needing to really peel back those layers of awareness and consciousness about where you're feeling unsafe and where that programming and that wounding has been just deeply laid in your body, in your mind, in your nervous system, in your reality, and just peeling back those layers bit by bit to find the truth of your existence. And that leap isn't fun. Like I have to say, it's like almost jumping off a cliff.
Mhm.
To free yourself is almost like you have to die to the version of you that's being safe. And that's like,
Mhm.
oh, and that actual experience for you, I remember that moment where you released yourself. What was that like? What did that feel like?
Oh, it's funny because it's nothing what we expect to be, but at the same time, it feels so good. So I just have this massive, oh, it's like such amount of weight out of my body.
Mm.
It's saying like, oh, like I'm free. Like this is what I'm meant to be doing. This is what I'm aligned for. It's sort of like I have that rush of energy into my body because I was feeding something that wasn't feeding me,
Wow.
you know? So I sort of felt like I reclaimed my energy.
Which is such a fundamental process that I think we don't really understand sort of in spiritual world. We don't really get this process of actually reclaiming our sacred energy and resources back into our body so we can feel that completeness and wholeness within ourselves without having the addiction of feeding our energy outside of us to survive. And I think that's such a powerful process to develop and to witness that we are more sovereign and we can have our energy as our own, not
Mhm.
being siphoned out of us. Yeah, I think it's
And that's
huge.
like an everyday process
Yeah, definitely.
because even though I took that leap, my body, my mind is still trying to take me back, you know? And so every day I have to tell my body, and that's okay, and create that relationship with my fear, with my body, and teach my body a new way of being,
Mm.
a new reality, a new energetically frame that only you can do it.
And that's so, so important, Amanda. I think you've hit on something so massive there. It's about the mentorship is about creating sovereignty, right? Having the tools to be able to do this work in an ongoing way because we're consistently needing to evolve in this reality. It's not a endpoint, it's a liberating force. And that force just needs to keep flowing through us, and we need to keep our consciousness aware of it and invested in it, which I think is so important. It's not like this is the magic bullet. It's not that. It's just a pathway of living, I think.
Yeah, yeah, and it was huge because now I'm so much aware. I thought I was aware before, but now it's just like a whole another level that, I'm be able to do this with myself, and I'll be able to say, wait, why I keep doing this over and over again? What's going on here? And I sit within and I go through the process and I go, that's why. Because you were still trying to take me back there. You were still trying to go to the place of safeness that you remember. But no, 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 no. This is how I want you to go now.
This is real safety right here.
Yeah.
We're not going back there anymore.
Not going back there. There's no need to go back there anymore.
Oh my gosh, I just love that commitment to yourself and your process, and also just the realistic nature of this, of the unfolding. And I think, the other part of this for you that I really wanted to just dive into a little bit is how has this shifted your personal relationships, having this internal process that means the triggering and the kind of the repetition of loops in your relationship
Mm.
aren't necessarily so dominant because you're working more intensely with yourself. How did that come to play out for you?
I think it made me have more compassion and grace for myself.
Mm.
That, in a way, it's almost feel like there's another person inside of me that was taking the actions for me. And now I'd sort of like, as a more aware, I feel more empowered to take control. in a way that I'm not as much reactive. Normally, I need some time to process. And of course, I inform my partner, saying, look, I just need some time for me. And then we come back and we group.
Oh,
But yeah, and then I go, okay, like why I'm inclined to act this way. Where is that coming from? What does that say more about myself than actually the action that he took that I'm reacting to it? So yeah, it's also constant as
mm.
well. But it also makes you realize that the other person is going through the same thing. You know, they are only reacting through their core wounds that at one point they don't know any better. They still have that person inside of them calling all the shots. And that takes another level of understanding. Yeah, especially like on a relationship that, you just have to sit and you really have to go within and talk about it, but not in a demanding way, in not in pointing fingers, because we're all here learning. We're all here going through the same thing. And so the same compassion that I have for myself now, I have to put that out there as well.
Oh my gosh, Amanda, I have goosebumps. That's so profound and it's so beautiful to hear. And do you sense that you get another version of the humans around you when you're in that state? Is it more conscious within you and then more conscious within them on some level, and the relationship resonates on a different level?
Yeah, absolutely. I have people that sort of I'm not in contact anymore. It's not even that something happened or not something that I said. It's just it doesn't have that connection anymore. So it sort of like disappears. And other relationships are getting deeper.
Yeah, what a beautiful dance in that. And the relationship with yourself. And that's what I just love hearing, because as you're expressing, it just feels like in every reflection around you, you're just deepening the relationship with yourself. Like reality is just giving you more and more impetus to go inwards. And
Mm,
that feels like there's just that growing authenticity and trust and awakening within your being and consciousness within your being.
yeah.
And so, would you say you just feel differently about who you are as a human?
Oh, 100%. It's that I think that what we call confidence, but it's just deeper than that because now you're confident that you can tackle everything. You have that such immense level of awareness, not within yourself, but what actually happening around you, that, yeah, is just a whole nother level.
Oh, Amanda, such a gift to connect in this space with you. And this is what I love about this consciousness, because it's for everyone to take and anchor in and develop in their own path, right? In their own way. It's a shared consciousness. It's not me, it's this consciousness of this understanding. And when I'm hearing you talk and the commitment you have to facilitating that consciousness within yourself and the ongoing practice of that within you, that's what is the truth here. It's not about someone knowing something and it being that, it's about being that shared awareness that just grows throughout humanity. And I feel like you're just anchoring that in your own truth, in your own version of you
Mm.
for yourself. And that's what just gives me goosebumps, because it's ours, it's our consciousness to share in. It's not mine, it's not separate, it's everyone's to adopt and work with internally to have the evolution that we want to experience. So that feels so profound for me to hear that.
Yeah, yeah. Even like if you remember during the mentorship, I wasn't reaching out. I wasn't asking for help. I was trying to figure it out myself. And now I sometimes catch myself doing that, but then it's sort of like you or like on my right shoulder here, like, ask for help. That's okay. You don't have to figure out all that stuff. So it was such like a deep process that still to this day with me. It's not awkward. It doesn't feel unsafe now asking for help. And
Oh,
just saying to someone, I was talking to a colleague now that she's gonna help me in the business, and I don't know this part of it, so I need someone to help me, you know?
expansion in that we're not alone here. We can support each other.
Yeah.
Oh, Amanda, I'm so grateful for your words and your time and your essence and your journey. Thank you so much for being here and to express this today. Is there anything else before we finish up?
I would say just give it a go. Just give it a go. What do you have to lose? I've gained so much. And even being in the group and having such a great connection with those beautiful ladies that were in our group and sharing that experience. And, we laughed together, we cried together, and we learned from each other. And it was unreal. It was unreal what's this space can actually make you evolve and take that massive step. And as I said, like just ask for help. You're not designed to know everything, and we need to lean on each other to be able to learn and evolve.
Oh, thank you, Amanda. Such a
But
gift.
thank
So
you.
grateful.
As you know, I call you my angel. Thank you so much for, your grace and your support. And it's definitely something that I'll carry with me forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. That means everything to me.
You meant everything to me.
Oh,
Mm.
such a gift. Thank you, beautiful. It's been an absolute pleasure to spend this time with you. And to say thank you, I'd like to share with you 3 beautiful meditations to explore your core wounding and a collection of masterclasses. You'll find these in your show notes. And if you feel the synergy to this path, know that it is available to you also.